Welcome, everyone. It's time for Making Sales Social Live, coming to you from the Social Sales Link virtual studios and brought to you by AskSSL.ai. I'm Bob Woods, and I'm joined, as always, by Bryn Tillman and Stan Robinson Jr. How y'all doing today?
Great, Bob.
Very
How are
good.
you?
Excellent, excellent. Good stuff, good stuff. So today we're going to discuss being prolific, and that's key, being prolific with the content that you're developing. Now, content development for social, especially LinkedIn, that's all good and well, but you should ideally be squeezing the proverbial juice out of every piece of content that you're using. That's why we're going to discuss specifically being prolific with that content. So before we get started into steps, because we do have some steps to step through. Yeah, I think that made sense. Does anybody have anything in general that they want to hit on before we get going?
I think I just want to yes and this content. The key here is not just a ton of content, but content in your voice, content that represents your position, your insights, the way that you communicate with your audience, that we're not just relying on AI to create our stuff.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. And the other yes and is we're all going to have to learn how to work more effectively with AI. So the AI human connection communication is only going to become more important. So look
Yep.
forward to this discussion about it.
Effective and efficient as well, because if you do it right, you're going to get more efficient at this stuff too, and you'll have a lot more content to show from it. So with that, let's go ahead and let's get into these steps. So step one, it's record yourself for 10 minutes or less. Now there's a couple of ways that you can do this. If you want to just hop on Zoom, hit record, send it to the cloud or locally or however you want to do it, go ahead and do it like that. You can also do it on your phone with an app like BigView or CapCut, or even your native phone recording app as well. And definitely have something to talk about before you get started. But yeah, I mean, getting started can be as easy as that.
Yeah, I'll throw in, because we don't have it here, but a great prompt might be I'm going to be recording myself for content. Please help me with some ideas. Ask me all the questions you need one at a time. And then you can get ideas that you can go on and record yourself. The key here is I would not script it. I would just go in and record yourself on that topic, because it's going to be natural. It's going to be your real automatic personality that people would see if they were meeting with you. And this is where we start to get that your authentic voice for other content.
Yep. And keep in mind with this recording, this is between you and AI. So it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be you.
Yeah, and we can use pieces of it, but I can't tell you how often we will stop and start, and there's no right or wrong way to do this, because your Stan is 100% right. You don't have to share that video. Maybe you'll share, and we'll talk about this a little like a 30-second clip from that video. But yeah, I would just say, just talk on that topic. Pretend, sometimes I do this, pretend you're on a panel on a stage and you were asked this question. Just talk on that question. You're going to get so much of your authentic positioning. It's amazing.
Yeah, sometimes you'll hear the phrase raw video. This is raw video. So, obviously you're not going to put 10 minutes up of yourself speaking, because quite frankly, the algorithm hates 10 minutes. Your clips should be anywhere between 90 seconds and 3 minutes max. And I do mean 3 minutes max. It should be around 90 seconds. So yeah, without a doubt.
But I don't want to confuse this. So right now, the 10 minutes is how much content we need.
Right.
to do all the other things. The
Yep.
video is just one of those things. So, but I
Yep.
said I don't want to conflate the two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. All right, awesome. Step 2.
Download the transcript and video. Stan, do you want to get into that a little bit?
So the nice thing about all these tools is that they do give you a way to just download the transcript, the video. The purpose of what we're doing, in addition to creating content, is to train the AI in your voice. So that's the context of all of this. It's not necessarily to record content that you're going to publish, although as Bryn mentioned, you can, if there are clips in there that are really good. But what we're doing here is pulling together content to use to train AI in your voice.
Awesome. Anything you want to add to that, Bob, before we go to step 3?
No, I mean, this is also for captions too, so keep that in mind.
Although now LinkedIn will automatically caption for you if you'd like.
Right, yeah. A lot of those do. I don't know about y'all. I like the pre-produced captions better, especially because you have I mean, you do have control over the LinkedIn too if you go through, because it'll show you ahead of time and you can edit them. I just think it looks cleaner just to have them produced and just put in with the video. That's just me. And if someone comes up with a counter argument, I would probably agree with
I mean, that's why I like Big View.
Yeah.
But we keep going back to video, and we're not on video yet. So
right. Yes, exactly. All right, here we go. Step 3. Adding the transcript to your favorite LLM. That's large language model. That's, ChatGPT, AskSSL.ai, all of those. So, Bryn, why don't you go ahead and talk about the prompt that you're going to do that based on the transcript that you've downloaded?
Yeah, I love this. And by the way, this is a quick little prompt. When we do our prompts, we usually will use the CRISP model, which is start with the context, then the role, then the inspiration, the scope, and the prohibitions. We have brought this prompt down here for a quick win on this, right? So what do? In your LLM, again, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Copilot, and of course, AskSSL.ai, add this prompt. Write a 1,000-word blog post based on this transcript. By the way, that's one of the reasons we want this close to 10 minutes, because if we're going to get 1,000 words or more, we've got to have some time invested, right? Make it insightful and compelling. And now we have a blog post ready to go.
100%, 100%. So now this is where we start to get some distillation from the process, if I'm allowed to use a bourbon or alcohol metaphors, because I live in Kentucky and that's where my mind goes. So we're going to go to step 4 now.
Yes, we are, in just a moment.
Okay.
Yep, we're getting there. Okay. Step 4 is, that's 3. 4, prompt, polls.
Yeah. Polls. So this is, like I said, this is where the distillation starts. So there are several pieces of content, several forms of content, I should say, that you can get out of this 10-minute video. One of those is a poll. Is a poll. You can actually create a poll based on everything that you've discussed. So you're going to create that poll about a top priority or number one concern that your audience has, not you, your audience of prospects, based on this blog post. And then with the prompt that we have here right now, that will give you 4 answer options. It will give you a short description for the post and go from there. It's really, really cool how it works and how it can guide you to a really good poll that people are actually going to want to take.
Yeah, I love this. And I think when you're creating a poll, so the whole point of this is, how do you become prolific content producers with this 10-minute transcript, right? So we have the blog post. That was easy. Now we have this poll, and the poll really, when you build this out, right? So LinkedIn poll about a top priority or number one concern based on this blog post, 140 characters, because that's what we've got. Include 4 answers. So it's going to create that for you. We always have the last number 4 is other, right? And then I'll avoid generic questions and boring answers, right? That's a little prohibition that we throw in. But now it's going to take the content from the blog post and create a poll. You can, by the way, link the blog post in the poll. Create a blog post. We got a lot of feedback from this, and we decided to create a poll based on this topic. And now you have a second piece of content that is derived from your 10-minute video.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's really powerful in my opinion, because you actually get to hear from your audience through these polls as well, which, a lot of times you put stuff out, and if you're not getting comments, you're wondering, what the heck's going on? At least with a poll, someone has a way to proactively give their opinion on something, and then hopefully talk about it even more in the comments, so that so you can start engaging with them, and who knows, maybe connect with them if you're not connected already, and start a conversation down the road about it.
Fabulous. I love it. So this is the next thing that we can grab from that blog post.
Go ahead and take it.
So you can also grab quotes, which is something that seems super easy, but it's easy to overlook. Quotes are another form of content, easy to put together, and the tools, whether it's AskSSL.ai or ChatGPT, can easily pull quotes. So you don't have to do the work of going back and saying, oh, would this be a good quote? And we have a prompt here, list 10 meaningful quotes from the blog post that I can use in social posts. It'll create them for you. Of course, you go ahead and look at it to make sure that it makes sense, do a sanity check. But it's a great way to use AI to do some of the repetitive work and pull things out and save you time. Any other thoughts, Brent?
I love sanity check. That's a fantastic phrase. Absolutely love that. So step 6 is actually coming out of step 5. And that's creating graphics of these quotes that you have. And you do that through a Canva bulk upload. And since Bryn is the one who created this absolutely brilliant way to do things, I'm going to let her take this, because she knows what she's talking about, probably a little more than the rest of us do.
I don't know about that, and I'm not going to take full credit. I learned it on YouTube, so
that's okay. But you still adapted it.
Once you've got, as Stan mentioned, now you've got these 10 quotes. By the way, there could be more. We put in 10 because in 10 minutes we think you'll get a quote a minute, but you could have more brilliance. So we take that, we copy it from our LLM, and we stick it in a CSV file. We now, through these steps, right? So we're going to create a design. We have a template that we use. You open the apps in Canva, which is on the left-hand panel, and you choose bulk upload, and you can simply either copy and paste. By the way, you can do it manually. You can copy and paste those quotes, or you can upload the CSV file, and then you enter, you connect to the data. It's easy to do when you're there, and Canva's pretty good at walking you through it. And then all of a sudden, all 10 of those quotes are now created in a visual in, 15, 20 seconds. I'm going to say one of the ways we're doing this now, if you go to our YouTube channel, socialsaleslink.com, and look at our shorts, we've actually used this for video. So we are teaching prompts, not quotes. We are doing this in prompts in video. So we had 100 prompts that we were adding to our quick prompt section in Ask SSL, and we're like, this isn't the in-depth stuff, but it's good stuff. Let's use it as content. So we already had it all in an Excel spreadsheet. So we're like, can we do this as a video? And yes, you can. So this bulk update is absolutely phenomenal. This makes you prolific.
Yes, that's what it's all about, being prolific, because you really want to use as much as you can getting out of, as squeeze that juice as much as you can. So, and step 7, after you've got all that stuff done, let's talk about actually editing the video, the raw video that you have shot, that 10-minute or whatever length it came out to be, to get it down to that 90 seconds. And you use that using BigView or CapCut, and it's actually really easy to do with those apps.
Yeah, so I'm testing this today, but alongside of our restream that we're doing live, I've set up my phone and I'm running in BigView. So I am recording myself in BigView, and I can, from my app, I can pull out so easily the little sections that I want. Everything that I said today is not reusable in little snippets, but 2 or 3 things maybe. And so I can grab that, and then, to Bob's point, I can add the really cool captions that the edited captions easy, and then upload it to LinkedIn right from the app. So so many people love CapCut. I happen to be a huge BigView fan. It has a great teleprompter. And if you're interested in exploring it, socialsaleslink.com/BigView. We have an affiliate partnership with them.
And also, just really quick, BigView is spelled BIGVU. BIGVU, because I don't want people putting in VIEW. BIGVU.
Awesome. That is true. So, yeah. Do we want to add any other, in closing?
So, I mean, it's really about looking to wring out as much as you can from these content pieces. One-offs are still great. Don't get me wrong. There are times when you're going to want to do one-offs, especially if you see something that's like, I want to do a post on that. Just go ahead, just do it. But for those planned things where you really want to talk about subjects and go deep with them, and especially a subject that you're like, oh, I may want to do a poll on this. Go ahead, fire up that camera, get it going, talk away, and then take all the steps that we've done here that, hopefully we've got you in the mindset to get started with this entire process. Stan, anything else?
Yep. Just that it's exciting that you can take one piece of content and repurpose it into multiple forms that you can use to become, as we've been saying, more prolific. So hope this has got your creative juices running here. Just a little bit about what you can do with content.
Yeah, today's password is prolific. So that's what we are definitely all about here. So with that, thank you for joining us for this episode of Making Sales Social Live, brought to you by AskSSL.ai. Was there something else you wanted to add there, Brenda?
Yeah, if you guys want your own prompt where we customize it for you, schedule a demo of AskSSL.ai, and we will write a prompt with you for whatever need you have. I mean, that we have the capabilities of. And just go to socialsaleslink.com/demo.
Excellent. Excellent. So if you're with us live on LinkedIn or YouTube right now, we do this every week. So keep an eye out for those live sessions. If you're listening to us on our podcast and you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do that. We'd appreciate that. And, drop us a like and a comment and all that other stuff that everyone else in the world asks you to do when you listen to their podcasts. We do 2 shows weekly. We do this one and our Making Sales Social interview series, where we talk with leaders and experts in sales, marketing, business, and many, many more areas. If you'd like more information on our podcast, go to socialsaleslink.com/podcast, the easiest URL we've probably given you today. So when you are out and about this week, anytime, be sure that you're making your sales
social.